So hey folks, hey, what's going on? I'm doing this video for you. Basically, this is for the Huffington Post, Inc. and the Forbes. And I want to talk a little bit about myself, Wesley Virgin. And first, I'm gonna start off with my bio. Let me kind of share with you how all this began of me building this $30 million company, having several websites and several internet companies around the world, including Germany, and we're in Mexico, we're in France and America as well. I started in the hood, to be honest with you. I didn't grow up rich. My dad was a pastor, my mom's a missionary of a church as well, and the first profession that I got involved with was computer engineering. I remember my dad buying me that one computer at the age of 8 years old. And he said, son, take this computer. I mean, it was $4,000. My dad had to finance it. But I used to work on that computer for 8 to 12 hours a day. Okay, working on a computer, breaking it apart, putting it back together. And didn't know that several years later, I would obtain or learn a skill that would pay me a lot of money. So I remember getting my first job as a computer guy. I worked for a college for about a year. And after that, I worked for a dealership. And this dealership was kind of monumental in my success. And I explained that as I was the only IT guy for the entire car dealership. And the owner of the dealership, he kind of took me under his wing and showed me a lot of things about business and how to be able to conduct myself in a business environment. And I remember the life-changing moment in my life. And I want you to listen close to this, because I think all of us have a life-changing moment when we see that something else is possible in the world. And because before that, I was gonna climb that ladder. I remember going to college. I remember dropping out of college. But that young man, he fired me. He fired me, he let me go. Basically, long story short, it was a virus in the system. You know, they hired me to basically take care of the IT systems to make sure that there was no viruses in the systems and to make sure everybody was up to par. But he had a quick conversation with me. I remember going upstairs. I remember like it was yesterday. And I was, running around trying to fix the computer systems. And he said, hey, Wes, stop. What happened? I said, sir, was a virus in the system. I'm trying to fix it. He said, stop. You're done here. This is after 2 years of working for the company. I remember I bought a vehicle from the company, 2 vehicles from the company. I even got a raise from a company. I was making $11 an hour. I was living the dream, right? Just rich. And he said, stop, this is your last day. Go get your last check, you're done here. No warnings, right? No conversation, but I learned something there. A lot of us, we get upset and, start cursing, and I can't believe he did that. But I really took that as a learning lesson. I was like, wow, because I was loyal. I was loyal to that company. I remember working till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning for $11 an hour. But I learned something. What he was doing was protecting his business. Okay, that's what he was doing. It wasn't personal. And from there on, I was about 21 years old at the time he let me go. And I said, you know what? From this day on, I would never work for the rest of my life for one person, okay? After that, I had many jobs. I was in computer engineering, but I was always on the search. I went to many different companies, many different network marketing companies, so many business ideas. All that stuff failed, okay? Until I went overseas, okay? And then this is when I was working as a computer engineer. I was making pretty good money, okay? But, I just think like most people, you get bored, right? You've been at a job for 5 years or 6 years and you get bored. You want to do something different. So I went overseas in Afghanistan. At the time, I was in the military, but I left the military. Then I was introduced to something that was very profound in my life, personal development, okay? Personal development, right? Because I always wanted to level up in my life. I never want to be stagnant. Even if you make $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, $300,000 a year, you always want to level up. You want to do more, right? Because you just want to see what's possible out there. So at that time, I was making pretty good money in Afghanistan, in the trenches. But I remember coming across personal development. I remember reading a book, and I still remember that book till today. The book that I read was Secrets of a Millionaire Mind by T.K. Harv Eker. That book changed my life. That book really changed my life. Before, I hated to read books. Most people in their 20s are teenagers or young people. We don't like to read, right? I get sleepy, I get bored. But that night in that bee hut in Afghanistan, I remember reading 100 pages nonstop. And it told me one thing, that, because I want to be successful, right? Because when I got fired, I said, you know what, I want to be successful. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be like some of these guys that I see on TV or some of the mentors that I had in my life. And I said, I want to be rich. But what it would taught me was this: my mindset was incorrect. I was thinking wrong. Makes sense? I was just thinking wrong, my parents, they didn't have much. I asked them for something. They said, well, money don't grow on trees. I'm not made of money. No, you can get this time. Wait till Christmas, right? So I had the mentality of poverty. We wasn't poor. We wasn't poor, but we were poor, I had the mentality of poverty. I didn't even know it. I didn't know that the way I was thinking was keeping me from the abundance that I deserved. And I remember reading that book. I remember at that time I was in this company, a network marketing company. And after reading that book, I did pretty well because I obtained a new mindset. And I remember every day, okay? And I think I was a little lucky because I was in Afghanistan. There was nothing to do but eat and work out, right? And I will listen to personal development for 8 hours minimum every single day. And personal development, motivational speakers like Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Jim Rohn. I was fascinated by these guys because they were talking about something I've never heard before. So then after that, I was training people, right? Believe it or not, I was this skinny, a couple of years back, maybe 10, 20 years ago. And I remember training people in Afghanistan and people asking me to train them, and I was training them. Then I said, it has to be a way that I can pull what I'm doing with people, I can put that online, okay? I can put that online. And I was thinking about it. Now at that time, I didn't know how to build a website. I didn't understand the internet. I used the internet, but I didn't understand how it works, right? And this was in maybe like 2006, I believe. And I said, it has to be a way that I can bring a program online where there's billions of people that go online every day and do it. So I built the website, right? I built it myself. I studied HTML. Wasn't that difficult. I taught myself and I built my first website. And guess what? Nobody came to the website. I thought if I built it, they would come. Well, they didn't come. But I was proud of myself. I built something, and this went on from several years, right? Trying to understand the internet business. I left overseas. I went home. I remember going home, and I had another computer engineering job. I was making pretty good money, but I was frustrated. Let me tell you why. Because I had to be somewhere 8 hours every single day. And it got to the point that I got tired of the meetings. I got tired of just traveling. I just got tired of working for other people. I wanted to be my own boss. So I remember going to the seminars, going to events, going to networking events. I remember the mentors. You have no idea. I remember all the companies I was trying to get involved with, trying to understand how this internet business worked. And I did something powerful, and I did something that I encourage young people to do in their 20s. See, I waited until I was 30 to do this. I jumped. And let me explain what I mean by I jumped. See, when I was working a job and I was trying to run a business, it didn't work. And I remember watching a couple of videos by Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and Mark Z, Jeff Bezos, and it was like, well, the reason why, and this is what I got from all the videos I was watching, because I was watching successful people because I wanted to be successful. And what I learned was this, that even though I wanted my business to work, it couldn't work because I was too comfortable with the job. That makes sense? See, I was working the business not to live. The job was taking care of that. So the thing is, it was no motivation. It was nothing that was pushing me. So what I decided to do is jump. When I jumped, that means I left my job. I just quit. You know, my parents were like, what are you doing? Friends were like, what are you doing? You're making all this money and you want to leave there? You know, you have stability. I said, yes, but I want to live my dream. You know, I want to be able to fly around the world first class. I want to go to the 5-star hotels. I want to buy 7, 13, 15 cars around the world. I want to live in homes around the world. I want this, right? This is what I want. That was my dream. So everybody thought I was crazy, right? Everybody thought I was just insane. But, you know, one person did support was my mom. You know, I love my mom so much till today because she believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself sometimes. She said, Wesley, I can see it. I can see you on Oprah. I can see you on TV. I can see you with your training program. So, long story short, I quit my job. I spent 1 year with no job but working on the internet business. And it's one thing to have to be comfortable when you have a job, but it's another thing when you have to go out there every day and make money to provide for your family. I have 2 children, right, 11 and 13. So I had to provide for them. So it was a different motivation in me. It was a different set of urgency. And within that year, I still remember this to today. You know, it was hard. You know, I was still failing. I was still trying to learn. I remember going to Canada, talking to different people, meeting young people, making all this money, and I'm making nothing, right? But one thing I did keep was a positive attitude all the time, you know. I looked like I was making money, but I was broke. But I had a breakthrough. I had a breakthrough. And I think it was a couple of years ago. And 30 days, I created a program by the name of fatdiminisher.com. And that program netted me over $1 million in 1 month. 1 month. And before that, I was about to take my car. I remember I had this broke down Range Rover. And no one knew this. I used to be on video every day on YouTube. I used to be on Facebook every day. Talking about, you can live your dreams, baby. See, I got my vision boards. Like, if you go back and watch my videos, I was on this vision board. I had money all on my floor in my apartments. I had like pictures of houses, of vacations and cars around the world every day. Everybody thought I was silly. They said, what are you doing? This is dirty. This is messy. This is just, but I did it anyway. Okay, I did it anyway. And I had a breakthrough. I remember I was working on this one company before fatdiminisher.com. It was 7dayfitness.com. For 6 years, I failed. For 6 years, I had to make more than $1,000 per month. Then I had a breakthrough. And I had a breakthrough. And I made $1 million on my next product within 30 days of launching the product. And you may think, wow, how did that happen? You know, even to today, like last year, we did $30 million of sales. Now I have several companies around the world. I have a real estate company. We have several homes here in Houston, Texas right now. Right now, I'm working on different businesses outside the internet right now. I'm partnered with different protein companies right now, different companies from a green supplement company right now. I mean, we're doing some big things right now. And also I have my Wesley $1 Million Virgin brand, which I'm teaching people how to become wealthy. But I'm not teaching them the how. I am, but I'm not. The one thing I'm teaching them is the mindset. Because the mindset was my breakthrough, okay? And I learned this from someone that I looked up to. He said, you know, and this guy does a couple of $1 million a month right now online. And he said this, he said, well, the biggest thing, Wes, wasn't making the millions of dollars, okay? That wasn't the hard part. The hard part was believing that I can make millions of dollars. And he was right. I just didn't believe it. You know, for so many years, I wanted to be a millionaire. For like 7 years. Every day I was like, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. I remember going to my parents' house and say, hey, I'm a millionaire, guys. I remember like, I remember going to a dealership acting like I was going to buy a Lamborghini and taking pictures and put it on Facebook, and people say, oh, that's not your car. Congratulations, Wes. But no one knew that I have anything. But the problem was my mindset, okay? The problem was my belief. What I did, I worked on myself. I worked on my belief. I still remember this one statement I used to say every single day. I said I will make $5,000. Now at this time I was making about $1,000 a month online. I said I will make $5,000 per day, every day, without working much, easily and effortlessly while traveling the world, relaxing on beaches around the world. I said every day, I said I'm gonna make $5,000 per month, easily and effortlessly. Traveling the world, relaxing on beaches around the world. I would say that every single day. I said it for 2 years in my truck. I would scream. People thought I was crazy when I was driving my car in traffic, but it came true. Today we make no less than $10,000 to $15,000 per day, okay? Instead of my companies will make no less than $10,000 to $15,000 a day. And I'm talking about net, after the bills and expenses are paid. And you know, a lot of people say, well, wait, man, what did you do? What did you do? It was my mindset, okay? It was my mindset. You know, now I own many cars. I have about 6 different exotic cars. We have several homes here that we rent out and that we list out to the population here in Houston, Texas. I have an amazing media company right now that we serve other clients. I've partnered with so many different internet companies right now around the world. And I was blessed enough, the product that we launched, we were #1 in the world. And when I say that, we was on a platform by the name of clickbank.com. And I love these guys because they gave me my start. And I was #1 for 2 years. And #1 means this, man, you're probably generating close to $30,000 to $40,000 a day on average. When that program launched, we was making a lot of money here. And, but I don't say that to impress you or to boast, but I want to impress upon you that this is real. This is my life. I didn't grow up, I dropped out of college. I made C's and D's in high school. My parents, they wasn't rich, they didn't have any money. You know, my parents didn't teach me how to be successful because they didn't know. Everything that I've done is self-made, okay? But I've learned this through acquiring and assimilating a mindset. And this is what's not taught to the mass population. We're too busy focusing on how something is done, how to do this, what are the 3 steps to do this, what are the 4 steps to do this. But no one's teaching someone how they think, how they perceive their world. You know, when something negative happens, how to look at that as a positive. So that's what's killing me. So that's my message to the world right now. We're building a brand right now that's growing so fast. Wesley, $1 Million Virgin. We have already, we have so many billions of fans around the world, people that love what we do. I'm very grateful for that I can take children, okay, teenagers in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, and show you how to build an internet business. But more importantly, show you how to have a lifestyle. You know, a lot of my, peers that's in this business, well, they work a lot. I don't. I travel once a month. Last year, I've been to over 30 countries. Have a great time. Have a couple of cars out there. Have a Lamborghini. I have a 2017 Mercedes G-Wagon. This is the new 4x4 model. Only 300 were actually built here in the United States, in the world. I have a Maserati, I got a Corvette, I got a BMW IA, got a very custom Jeep, but I don't say that to impress you. I'm letting you know that it all started from a thought and a dream. That's it. More importantly, once my belief increased, everything that I thought was so difficult, everything that I thought was so hard, okay, I remember I used to cry at night trying to be successful. I don't know about yourself, but I used to cry because I wanted it bad, because I was just tired of living a mediocre, average life. It was boring to me. I wanted to do some of the amazing things that I saw other people do. I was blessed to be exposed to something that was different. And I did it. And I did it. So man, that's me. That's my bio here. That's basically what I've done and how I've created a lot of these different companies. And we're growing. This year we'll hit over $100 million in sales. You know, it's pretty incredible, just to think about that, $100 million in sales by running internet companies. I remember starting, I didn't talk about this, but my first thing I did, because I had no money at the time when I quit my job, I decided to do YouTube videos. And I encourage a lot of people to do this. Why? Because if you don't have the funds to do anything, well, you can open up a YouTube channel for free and you can start giving out content. This is what I did. I did 5 videos every single day for a very long time. And no one watched my videos in the beginning. They didn't, but I kept going. Why? Because I was working on my belief. At the same time I was recording the videos, I was telling myself that I'm successful, I'm prosperous, I'm a millionaire, I'm doing great things, I'm helping millions of people around the world. So I always had the vision, okay? And this is what's important with a lot of entrepreneurs that I see that they fall short, is they don't have a vision and they're not clear about their vision. Learned this from Tony Robbins. Clarity is power, okay? I was doing those YouTube videos every day. For a year, no one watched one video, no one, okay? Year 2, year 3, I had a breakthrough. I had a video by the name of 90-second abs. And even today, we received over 4 million views, okay? And that video went viral pretty much. And now we have over 80,000 subscribers and they're growing on autopilot. You know, I'm getting checks from Google. So that's a blessing, right? But like I said before, most entrepreneurs, where they fail is they just not clear. They're not clear about what they want for their lives. They get too hooked in with the cars, the vacations, the glam, the bracelets, the watches, but they're not clear about their life. They don't know what they really want, because you may not want the same thing that I want. So the one thing that's different from me and a lot of entrepreneurs is clarity. This is why I work 1 hour per week. You can ask my staff that work for me around the world. I don't work much, okay? I don't work much because I didn't design it that way in my mind. Because what I wanted to do, I wanted a lifestyle. I wanted to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do. I didn't want to have to work every day in my business. I might as well work a job, right, if I was doing that. But I wanted freedom. I wanted true freedom, where money would come in regardless of me in the office or not. It makes sense. I could be in Berlin, I can be in Africa, I've been to Brazil, I've been to Ethiopia, I've been to Serbia, I've been all around the world. And as I was traveling, I was still making money. And that's what I wanted. So entrepreneurs, the advice I want to give them is, remember this one thing. If you don't take anything from this interview or from this bio, it's this: be clear, okay? Be clear about what you want for your life. Disconnect yourself from the money for a second, Just, I want you to imagine, imagine you have all the money in the world, okay? You have billions of dollars in your bank account right now. My question to you is this: what will you be doing, okay? What does your day look like? And if you don't know what your day will look like, then having the money and the things will always be this fantasy, okay? Because you don't know what you'll be doing, right? It's a lot of time. If you're not working a job, what are you gonna do? No one never thinks this way. So this is what I teach the world, on my page, Wesley $1 Million Virgin on Instagram. This is what I'm telling young people, okay? I said, hey, forget about the how-to. I know you've learned this in high school, you learned this in college, that it's all about how to do something. But the question is why? Well, why do you want to do it? And not only why, what does that look like? Write it down, get a journal. This is what I did for years before I made any money. Everything that's transpired in my life, everything that you see in my life online was written in a notebook and a journal. I have journals. I have like 2 journals that are thick of everything that is happening in my life. This is not a surprise for me, because I designed it before it actually took place in the physical world. So let you guys go. Hope there's enough information. And the headline I want to use is, I'll email you a couple of headlines, but basically how to create an online business on autopilot, or basically how to use your mindset to be able to attract millions of dollars, okay? Or how to be able to do less and receive more, okay, if that makes sense. So this is my bio. My name is Wesley $1 Million Virgin. Much love. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I want to jump back on here because I want to talk about the struggle, okay? Because I want to resonate with my audience here. Don't get it twisted, okay? I filed bankruptcy in my life before. I've had several cars repoed. You ever got up in the morning getting ready to go to work and your car wasn't there? Well, that happened to me many times. I've been in jail. Yeah, I've been locked up. Not prison, but I've been in jail for being irresponsible, not taking care of tickets, right? Not taking care of my responsibility. Just making excuses, right? I don't have any money. And just let you know, like, the longest I've ever spent in jail was 2 weeks, changed my life. Because my parents couldn't get me out because I didn't have any money. I remember my parents trying to ask the church folks, which was embarrassing, trying to get me out of jail. That was the most horrifying thought, a moment in my life, because I was putting my parents through all this bullshit. I remember getting kicked out of my apartment, couldn't pay the bills, lost my job, and staying with my friends, my Hispanic friends, and there was a lot of us in one house, like 10 of us. And I remember riding the bus. Yeah, I rode the bus every day to work, 2 hours there, 2 hours back, making $8 an hour, okay? I remember working for him because my friend he's a Mexican guy. I love this guy to death, to life. And I used to unload equipment, vans like Intocable, these different vans. We used to unload equipment, and I get paid $200 for that. But I tell you that to say this, that I always still had a dream, but I've been through stuff, all right? I've been through the struggle, all right? It was times that I thought that, I was like, wow, when is it gonna happen for me? But one thing I never did was this, and I encourage a lot of you guys to pay attention to my next statement, is I never beat myself up, okay? I never beat myself up, ever. I learned that from my father. He said, one thing in life, Wes, you'll probably make a lot of mistakes. You'll do a lot of things that are kind of like interesting. But he said, never beat yourself up. You know, never put yourself down. Because people are gonna do that already. You do something wrong, people are gonna scold you, they're gonna accost you, they're going to criticize you, they're gonna tell how terrible you are, how silly you are, whatever. But you never beat yourself up. Never tell yourself that you're a loser. Never tell yourself that you're a failure. Never tell yourself, oh man, you know, woe is me, my life is over. Never do that. And I thank God that my dad gave me that advice, because even during those times when I was struggling, I never beat myself up. I'm riding the bus, I said, you know what, I won't ride the bus forever. You know, I lost my apartment. Well, hey, I'll get an apartment one day. Even my credit's 500. It was a 500 credit score. I said, well, one day we'll get an 800, right? Not a big deal. And they took my car. They took my car 3 times, guys, just to let you know. Look, they took my car one time, then I filed bankruptcy and got it back. Then they took it again, right? Because the bankruptcy got dismissed, because I couldn't pay the bankruptcy as well, right? So I was just trying to take shortcuts in life, but I never beat myself up. I said, you know what, whatever, man. And this is another thing that affects a lot of entrepreneurs as well, because you let all these negative events in your life tear you down, and you start to beat yourself up, which you're doing nothing for yourself when you're doing that. You got to be able to persevere. You got to be able to say, you know what, even though I made this mistake, it doesn't define who I am as a man, and it doesn't define you. If you're a woman, it doesn't define you as a woman as well. So I didn't beat myself up. That's one thing I didn't do. But yeah, I struggled, man. It was tough. It was hard. I mean, reading the books, listening to the motivational stuff, right? Saying, when am I going to have this breakthrough? But thank God I finally did. And my prayer and my request to God was this, that if I would ever become a multimillionaire, if I ever become a part of the 1% in the world that are living their dream, they're able to do whatever they want to do, when they want to do them, with whom they want to do it with, I said I would help the masses, people like yourself. I would help everybody. Anybody that wants to win. That makes sense? Anybody that wants to win. I know, unfortunately, we have a lot of people in life that are losers. You know, people that just don't want nothing. People that are just naysayers. You know, the people that are just negative all the time, bitching and complaining about life. I'm not concerned with those people. I love them, but I'm not concerned with them. I'm looking and searching every day to inspire and to show and to give the blueprint to the people who want to win, baby. And winning is something deep inside to your core, right? Something that you really want. And these are the people that I talk to on an everyday basis. I love them. I love them. Why? Because they was just like me. And every entrepreneur that I speak with, hundreds of thousands of them around the world, millions of them around the world, I see a little bit me in them, because this is how I begun, right? With nothing, no money, bad neighborhood, right? Bad environment. No one drove a Rolls Royce in my neighborhood, right? No one had mansions in my neighborhood. I didn't see this, but I made it. But I made it. So I want my story to encourage somebody else, to let you know that you can make it. It's not impossible, okay? Even if you're in an environment that you say, you know what, there's no way I can get out of this, Wes. You don't understand, Wes. It's so bad. I understand you. Trust me. I used to be just like you. You know, no one gave it to me. I didn't have any mentor that held me by the hand. I didn't have anybody say, hey, Wesley, do this, do this, do this. No, I had to figure out myself. That's why it took me so long to get here. But it doesn't have to take you long at all that's watching this video here. It don't have to take long, because now you can stand on the shoulders of giants. Me, I've dedicated my life. You hear me? I've dedicated my life. This is my purpose. This is how I'm fulfilled as a man, to help other people live the dream like I'm living it. To give them the same feeling and the same passion that I feel every single day. The gratitude, the prosperity that I feel every day. I want to give that to you. Billions of people around the world that deserve it, because you do. You just grew up with a bad program, okay? You just grew up with bad conditioning. You were sold the wrong program. And what I want to do, I want to give you a new program. It's different. You might not understand it in the beginning, but it's okay. When you go to class, you don't understand it, but you sit there and you learn. And I promise you, if you learn, if you absorb the information, everything that I put online is on wesleythevirgin.com. I have over 200 videos that I talk about mindset. Majority I talk about mindset. I give some how-to strategies as well, but I really focus on your belief, because if I can help you believe in yourself, it is nothing that you can't do. That makes sense? I'm gonna say that one more time. If I help you believe in yourself more, it's nothing that you can't do. You won't need a mentor. You won't need a Wesley Virgin. You won't need a Bill Gates, Ty Lopez, you know, all these great people out there. You won't need none of these guys. You will be able to stand alone as a man or woman and be able to create your fucking destiny, baby. And that's what I've done. I've created my destiny. And right now I am helping billions of people around the world create theirs as well. Hey, much love. I love you guys. Later.